Hello students. Today I'm going to discuss with you a graph which has been seen in the past in the academic IELTS writing test. This chart is on the expenditure or the spending done, and many such graphs have been seen in the IELTS in the form of pie charts or line graphs or column graphs or even tables. So this is important as far as the vocabulary is concerned, and also you will learn in this graph how to go about writing this graph and how to compare and complete the graph, the whole this thing, whatever data is given within, within 150 to 170, 80 words. That is the aim. The chart below shows the expenditure on three categories among different age groups of residents in the UK in 2004. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. So you can see 2004 is given, so we have to write it all in the past tense. The y-axis shows the percentage of total spending. The x-axis shows the different age groups and also the three categories on which the spending has been done or was done. So here we'll go about the introduction, which has to be a one sentence introduction. The given bar graph. The chart below is given in the question, but below you don't have any chart in your answer sheet, so you'll write the given bar graph. Compares, you can also write illustrates. Compares would be good enough. Compares the amount of money spent by 5 age groups of British citizens on 3 different items in the year 2004. So this is the introduction, and then we give the overview. So overview starts with the word overall. This overview can be given at the end, but I observed, that when the students have started writing it just after the introduction, it makes things simpler and they can, complete the whole graph within 16-17 minutes. They have 20 minutes to write the graph in the exam. So in the overview, we compare, make all comparisons and give all trends. So then it becomes very easy to complete the graph in less time, as only the data portion is left and that can be done later on. And if this overview is left for the end, then a little bit of comparison comes while writing the main body, and then in the end there's either repetition or it just wastes or takes more time. So this overview given after the introduction saves a lot of time as far as my experience with my students in my center goes. Overall, it is observed that as age advanced, the spending priorities of people changed. So here, as age advanced, you can see the spending priorities changed. Some started spending more on some item and the others started spending more on the other item. The largest proportion of spending went on food and drinks in most age groups. The largest proportion of spending went on food and drink in most age group, except for the under 30s and the 61 to 75, except for the under 30s and those between 61 and 75 years of age. The 61 to 75 age group spent more on entertainment and less on the 61 to 75 age group spent more on entertainment and less on restaurants and hotels, and less on restaurants and hotels than any other age group. So this is the overview. There is no data in the overview. Only the age groups have been mentioned, and of course year doesn't have to be mentioned again because it's only 1 year, so there's no data in this. It's just comparison, more than, less than, the maximum, the largest proportion of spending, like that. These words come in the overview. It is noticeable that the expenditure on restaurants and hotels was almost similar among all age groups below 60. So these are the 3 age groups which are below 60. At the spending on restaurants and hotels, this is the spending on restaurants and hotels, the second column. This is almost similar they spend 12 to 14% on this sector. So I have just condensed these three age groups, combined them, and given their expenditure on restaurants and hotels, and this is 12 to 14%. The 61 to 75 and the 76 plus age group. Now we'll talk about these two age groups. They spend 2% and 7% on restaurants and hotels, uh, respectively. So this respectively word can come at the end also. Okay. The under 45s spend 7 to 8% on entertainment. The under 45s, these two, they spend 7 to 8% on entertainment, um, and entertainment, but all the other age groups spend considerably more on this sector. But all the other age groups spend considerably more. You can see these age groups have spent more than that. So these two age groups spend just 7 to 8%, but all the other age groups spend considerably more on this sector. The 61 to 75-year-olds showed the highest spending on entertainment. This age group showed the highest spending on entertainment. This is for entertainment. They spent the highest on the entertainment. Uh, I have put the data in the brackets. This is one way to add data in any a graph. The 76 plus age group spend the maximum, whereas the under 30s spend the least on food and drink. The 76 plus age group here spend the maximum, whereas the under 30 spend the least on food and drink. So I have talked about all the sectors where the expenditure has been done. First, I took up the expenditure of the restaurants and hotels, and I compared all the five age groups. After that, I took up this entertainment and wrote about that, and finally, I wrote about the expenditure on um, food and drink. It is interesting to see that the expenditure on food and drink grew as age advanced. So here you can see age is advancing, under 30, 31 to 45 this. So as age advanced, the spending on the food and drink grew. So this is the complete graph that I have written, and let me see the word count in this. I think it should be below 180. This is 190. Okay, so it's about 190 words. That's also okay. I found it very difficult to condense the graph to just about 150, 160 words, but less than 200 is pretty good. In no case I suggest that it should go above 200. This can be written very well within 15 to 16 minutes in the exam. So I hope you enjoyed right watching this video on the graph, writing the graph, and you've learned something from it. Thank you very much for watching patiently.